Hey YouTube, let's do this.
Well, I started this story in the middle of the page. I remembered the lines and forgot my age. When somebody said my attitude was snotty, that's when you call and say get out tonight. I catch a late night movie on a late night flight. I'll be getting real drunk and making fun of everybody. Ain't nobody gonna get me down. Something must have gone around. You can stick that sign up your ass, the one that says it won't last. My sugar buzz is growing higher and higher every day. Your sarcasm cuts like a knife. I'll have the time of my life. My sugar buzz is growing higher and higher every day. To a party last Saturday night. You know, I think I got laid, then I got in a fight. I don't remember that much, but I think I liked it. I saw some band called Roses and Sake, and they brought back the rock and the singer was cocky. 2 years later, I'm sure they'll forget about it. Ain't nobody gonna get me down. Something must have gone around. Yeah, you can stick that sound up your ass, the one that says it won't last. My sugar buzz is growing higher and higher every day. Your sarcasm cuts like a knife. I'll have the time of my life. My sugar buzz is growing higher and higher every day.
And hey everybody, welcome to Squatch Talk. I'm Pat. How's everybody doing today? Figure I would come on and do a little daytime ambience instead of dark of night. Weird computer light shining in my face. Just kind of show off the woods a little bit. And talk about this real quick because I have to conserve power for now. I can recharge later. So I'm thinking about putting together something for later. I'll talk about that later. So this is kind of just a quick hit and run for now. And we'll see. Maybe we could follow up on it later or get some more interesting discussions if I could put a panel together. Like going solo right now, I don't know that I'm gonna feel like going solo later. So anyway, let's talk about what I'm here to talk about, which is Map Moneymaker and the Ohio Howl. the coveted and cherished Ohio Howl, right? Like everybody's heard it, and people think it's Bigfoot, and it's sort of cherished, and it's one of those cherished and coveted things, that's like when people hear it, dude, they picture Bigfoot in their head doing that, some loud over the top projection that is kind of unrealistic from any animal. Um, so first, my opinion of the Ohio Howl, like before today, never thought much of it. Um, wasn't sure what I was hearing, but it comes from Matt Moneymaker, so that right there is like, and I just always thought I was like, I don't know, man, not sure what that is. I'm sure it's not Bigfoot, and so just kind of always rolled my eyes at it. Didn't care. Never anything I wanted to like take on, um, or deal with until today. Okay, so we'll get the ball rolling on that. And I'll also give credit where credit is due. Um, so today I clicked on Brian and Wayne's show, that Bigfoot podcast. Started listening to that, and they pretty much just dove right into emails, and so they were just gonna like do their podcast and read people's emails and then discuss. Well, so again, credit to Wayne and Brian for this, and especially credit to the person that emailed in. One of the emails, I cannot remember the gentleman's name, went something like this. He says, "I live in Mississippi, and I know what I'm hearing in that recording of the Ohio Howl, because here in Mississippi, the coyote hunters around here use hand cranked sirens to locate packs and then hunt them, like wipe them out." And just the reading of that email right there went bing, light bulb went off over my head. And I'm like, that's what it is. This guy's right. And sure enough, dude, Brian followed that up, to his credit, by playing the Ohio Howl sound, for about 10 or 12 seconds. And I mean, I'm like, why didn't I realize this before? Of course it's a siren. Once you kick Bigfoot out of your head and you replace it with a siren, you'll never unhear it. You'll never unhear the siren ever again because that's what it fucking is. It's a hand crank siren, probably used for coyote pack location. So I'm like, I've never heard of this. So I'm like, let's be thorough, right? Even though I'm sitting here thinking, well, that explains it. Let's be thorough. So I looked it up. Um, and I would like present. I was going to use my computer, but it's too low on power, so I decided to come into the show on my phone and try it out too. I wanted to try out how it works with the phone. Um, and am I keeping up with comments? Yes, I am. Thanks, guys, and gals for being here too. Hey, Sandra, what's up? 3PO, Raptor, my boy, everybody. Um, so I looked it up. Sure enough, it's a thing. I've never heard of this. I'm not a coyote hunter. I'll kill one if it comes too close to my dog or my camp. I have no problem shooting it, but I don't actively, seek out coyotes to hunt them and kill them. A lot of people do, and this is a thing. It's a real thing. Look it up yourself. Like just Google, hand crank siren for coyote location, and you get all kinds of results. A lot of stuff from hunting and outdoor forums discussing it, like the benefits, the drawbacks, and there's a lot of discussion going back all the way to 2010 on the internet. So I'm like, oh my God, this is a thing. I've never heard of it, but it's absolutely a thing. And so again, if you go listen to the Ohio Howl, whatever you thought of that before, Ohio Howl, and I mean, again, if you mentally, like, if your like sort of mind's eye is picturing a Bigfoot, going crazy and projecting, then it kind of sounds like a scary monster. But if you kick that out of your head and you replace it, visualize a hand crank siren, you'll hear it for what it is, and that's absolutely what it is, like 100%. I'm gonna say this is debunked. Now that's just me saying it. That doesn't carry a lot of weight. But I've never heard anyone say, "Oh no, that's obviously a siren," until today. Now maybe that's been talked about in like coalition before, years ago. Somehow I missed it. Whatever. Wouldn't surprise me, But to me, like, this was like a revelation. I'm like, the light bulb just went off over my head. 100%. I mean, it's definitely not a Bigfoot. I mean, again, if you objectively listen to it and you go, well, is that more likely a siren or a Bigfoot? Then, I mean, you know, Occam's razor, man. Like, it's not a Bigfoot. Um, it's obviously a siren. Because, you know why? Because it sounds like a siren. And it's projecting in a way that no fucking animal on the planet except maybe an elephant can project. I think maybe an elephant can hit that like sort of projection and decibel power, right, with their trunk. Probably they're pretty loud. Um. So anyway, like, why did this take so long? Again, maybe it's been talked about before, but this is such an obvious no-brainer. It's 2024. Matt came out, presented the Ohio Hows to the public. I don't even know when, but like a long ass time ago, right? 20 years ago, 15 years ago. I mean, it seems like it was long, it was before finding Bigfoot. Um, yeah, well, Woodburger, like, if you're hearing the same call, it might be the same goddamn thing. It might be coyote hunters. Again, I don't think there's any animal on the planet except an elephant that can project like that. It's obvious. I mean, again, go listen to it. Kick Bigfoot out of your head. Replace it with a siren. Visualize a siren and think about what a siren sounds like, and that's it. I mean, what's more likely? You can at least weigh it out. Um, to like, what's more likely, right? Occam's razor, man. So again, I don't know why this didn't get figured out a long ass time ago in some way that could have spread to like a legitimate debunk and discrediting of moneymaker. Um, and oh, by the way, when you just go to Google and Google what I said, hand crank sirens for a coyote location, and the first thing will come up is all the hand crank sirens that are being sold at the different websites, Amazon and everywhere else. So like these devices are real, and you just um, and then boom, all the forums and like blogs and things like that discuss using these hand crank sirens for location. Like this is like an old school tactic. So it's a real thing. If you Google it yourself, you'll see that it's absolutely 100% legit way to locate coyote packs and for extermination. So Um, but anyway, I again, like, I'm gonna call it debunked, and I don't know, I don't know if Matt Moneymaker, like, I couldn't tell you that it's a hoax on his part. There was some kind of coordination to, like, to make it a hoax, or if he was just like, it would have, in real life, it definitely would have sounded like a siren and not a howl. Um, or if he's just like, oh my god, the joke, like a twig breaks. Somebody call my moneymaker. We got a Bigfoot. A twig just snapped over here. Definitely a Bigfoot. He just thinks everything in the world's Bigfoot. He's the worst. He is the worst case scenario of Bigfoot on the brain than anyone else. Um, well, he's definitely interested in, he was all interested in being in the entertainment industry, for sure. Matt was, so, or it still is. Um, so whatever, dude. Like, I don't know if he was hoaxing or if it was just Matt Moneymaker's sort of silliness with the everything's a Bigfoot. We've seen this out of him before, this kind of thing. Um, yeah, whatever. He could exaggerator, whatever you want to call him. Like, honestly, I don't care. It's not a personal attack on him. It's not a personal judgment on him. I don't care. All I know is that it sounds like a siren and not a Bigfoot, and I never thought it was a Bigfoot. You know, so it just kind of all came together for me, and I'm glad that Wayne and Brian took that email and kind of made that light bulb just like go over my head finally. So I thought I would immediately bring it to the table, especially because I wanted to do something during the day again, you know, and sort of enjoy this. But again, I can't be on here long because I have power issues and I won't be able to recharge for, I don't know. Actually, I'll be able to recharge in about 45 minutes to an hour, I think, something like that. So I guess it's not that dire. But last thing I want to do is run out of the phone battery at any given point while I'm out here. Um, so yeah, car headlights where I shine, sure. Um, you know, the eye shine thing. Like, I mean, owls are notorious for their big ass eyes, red eye shine. Like, owls are notorious for that. And so they could be 10 feet up in a tree relative to you, and it looks like there's a Bigfoot standing there. And owls do blink. So, I mean, don't even get me started. I have a lot to talk about with my experiences here. That's why I want to do a show tonight. And hopefully, like, he'll be in the mood to participate. And maybe I can get like a couple other people on, maybe Cornell or Jeff or David or Brian and Wayne. You're always welcome here. I know you guys are real busy with your own stuff you're doing, but you're always welcome here. And again, I totally credit you guys for bringing that to the table today in a very responsible way. I love how that Bigfoot podcast is like evolving. I really like how that podcast is evolving. And I'll just kind of leave it at that for now. It's good to see. It's refreshing. Um, so I'm gonna try and do one later. I just don't want to do it solo. I'm kind of tired of like talking, just like talking to chat, like talking to the camera by myself. I rather have a in real life person to bounce off of either way. So yeah, man. I pretty much said like everything that um I think I needed to say, man, about the Ohio Howl and how it's almost virtually 100% not a Bigfoot. Um, don't think so. I've never thought so, and now we have a solution to what it is. It's not even an animal. It's an inanimate object that takes a person to animate, right? Um, so dollars to donuts. It's a siren, and um, yeah, man. Hopefully we'll talk later. Hopefully I can pop back on it. I think I'll be able to. We'll see. Sometimes things get in the way. Um, but thanks for being here, man. I'm just gonna like end it and bounce, and hopefully see you guys tonight. Later.